Hello everybody, I'm Allan Taylor for the Monday edition of the Gold and Blue Lunch Report. No Shave November about to wrap up, and November was very profitable for West Virginia football. The Mountaineers winning all 4 games, improving to 7-4. Most recently on Saturday, Senior Day. Mountaineers won it 30-6, and as we do every Monday, let's take a look at how it went down. Now, West Virginia went 4-0 in November, and during 3 of those wins, Skylar Howard had more rushing attempts than completions. Such was the case again Saturday when the passing game remained spotty. Howard barely avoided a couple of near interceptions early before Kajon Floyd plucked an actual interception. West Virginia netted 202 yards through the air, a big chunk thanks to Shelton Gibson with the yak on this 60-yard TD. Howard completed only 12 of 26 overall, but he did enough for West Virginia to win handily, including another deep hookup to Gibson. The pair also connected on 2 third-down conversions as the intermediate passing game keeps searching for a pulse. Now, about that Q power, Howard ripped off a 32-yarder, his 6th rushing TD of the season, and he led all West Virginia rushers with 73 yards on 13 carries. So we'll put quarterback in neutral territory. As the receivers go, Saturday's discussion begins and ends with Shelton Gibson. Absent for the past 4 games, when he had a combined 3 catches for only 45 yards, Gibson busted loose versus Iowa State, made 6 catches for a career-best 148, which was a nice day. But position coach Lonnie Galloway said it could have been a monster day.
He made some plays, he took advantage of it. I think he had 6 catches for 148 and a touchdown. It should have been probably 10 catches before 4 touchdowns.
One of those missed opportunities came on some really good defense by the turf. Another near miss might have featured some pass interference by Jamal Wiltz, getting a little handsy on this deep ball. That one was debatable, but there was no debating Wiltz got away with the tug here. I don't know, maybe the Big 12 needs a 9th official. The rest of West Virginia's wide receivers caught only 4 passes for 34 yards. So Gibson gets an up, but overall, only a neutral. It still seems odd to hear this next sentence, but West Virginia ran for 213 yards and wasn't satisfied with the ground game. Wendell Smallwood had only 17 yards at halftime, wound up with a season-low 72. He's still second in Big 12 rushing, though, also among the leaders in stiff arms. Smallwood said last week he would be back for his senior year, but NFL scouts will be ready when he is because of versatility like this. Nice screen catch in traffic. Russell Shell had 41 yards on 10 carries, would have had more if not for this run being nullified by a holding call. A so-so day for the offensive line, which experienced a couple of short yardage failures early. Maybe they should blame Kansas for a false sense of superiority. Freshman right tackle Marcel Lazard, quote, hit a wall according to Dana Holgorsen, and was hit with a few penalties. Try a false start, then going too far downfield. He drew another flag for grabbing some face mask after being beaten on a pass rush. It was enough to make senior left tackle Marquise Lucas say, snap out of it, man. Kyle Bosch drew a holding penalty also, which led to, you guessed it, another Lucas smackdown. The dude was turning into an enforcer on senior day. We must point out that left guard Adam Pankey was missing, but in his place, Stone Underwood made the Q power work. Cyclones linebacker Brian Mills saw this good work up close, not once, but twice. Kyle Rose wore out the interior of the Iowa State offensive line. He made 4 tackles and made his 4th sack of the season, splitting the double team and even tossing aside a running back for good measure. Rose's value also surfaced during a halftime attitude adjustment he gave to the defense. Apparently Rose got a little sideways about Iowa State scoring 6 points in the first half. KJ Dillon, what did Rose say at halftime?
I got to give y'all the PG version. He was just like, come on, y'all, just get your head right and just everybody do your thing. Just, we don't want to lose the last one on this field. So that's what we did. We got right.
The D-line had 4 of West Virginia's 5 sacks, with Christian Brown and Eric Kinsey, and of course, Noble Nwachukwu getting to the quarterback. After limiting Iowa State to just 2.3 yards per carry, the D-line stock is trending up. Yes, Shaq Pettaway gave the Cyclones a first down by jumping off sides. But the seniors' team-high 8 tackles more than made up for it. He had 2.5 tackles for loss and 1.5 sacks, which is why they call football a game of fractions. How's about Mike linebacker Jared Barber? Doesn't possess great wheels, but his mind, it moves at light speed. He sniffed out this run, knifed through the gap, and made one of his 5 tackles. And for the best senior linebacker of them all, we salute you, Nick Kwiatkowski, West Virginia's leader in tackles for the 3rd straight season. His senior day would have only been made sweeter had he held on to one of these interceptions. Linebacker stopped, point that arrow up. The Cyclones came in averaging 414 yards during Joe Lanning's first 4 starts. They generated only 284 on Saturday. Didn't score a touchdown either. KJ Dillon erased one of the early threats with his first drive interception. He had flat responsibility in the base cover 3, but being a savvy senior, Dillon read Lanning's eyes and made the takeaway. Darryl Worley didn't have to be tricky, but he did need to jump really high on this interception. That was Worley's 5th pick of the season, which means someone has finally tied Carl Joseph for the team lead. Joseph, of course, hasn't played since week 5. You hate to see Joseph finish his West Virginia career in a knee brace, but his understudy, Jared Harper, paid tribute on Saturday with some Joseph-like hits. The secondary not only held Lanning to his lowest quarterback rating of the season, it also supported in stopping the run. West Virginia's special teams expected the unexpected from Iowa State, and Iowa State obliged, with 2 fake punts on the same series. One converted by land, the other converted by air. Ugly, but somehow it worked. Now the Mountaineers kept their base defense on the field both times, yet didn't stop either one. Tell us how that made you feel, KJ Dillon.
I was getting kind of pissed off because it's not like we didn't work this all week. Like we worked every fake punt they could possibly run, and they ran it, and we still ain't get them down. Well, we got some of them, but I think they got like 2 or 3. But just got something that we got to work on and just perfect before next week.
Otherwise, West Virginia's special teams were pretty impressive. Shelton Gibson ripped off a 53-yard kick return, his 2nd longest, only to the 100-yarder he had in garbage time at Baylor. Josh Lambert, he hit all 3 of his field goal tries, and he finished the season 11 of 12 from inside of 40 at home. How do you like those splits? And because we like to check out names of the future, Hardari Christian with his first career forced fumble. Special teams up. Now the Thanksgiving weekend, also a successful one for the Mountaineers basketball team. A couple of wins in Las Vegas, including a championship game victory over San Diego State. Bob Huggins' club now 6-0 and probably going to surface in the AP Top 25 on Monday. Stay logged on to WVMetroNews.com for continuing coverage of Mountaineers athletics. I'm Allan Taylor. Everybody enjoy your Monday.